Is Jordan Peterson right? Is sacrifice necessary for living a meaningful life? Well, what does Jordan Peterson mean by sacrifice? It is often very confusing when you listen to him. He says, for example, that sacrifice is giving something up and expecting something of greater value in return. Is that really sacrifice? That is a trade. It is the nature of trade. It is something we engage in every single day. When I buy my iPhone for $1,000, I'm not sacrificing the $1,000 in order to get the iPhone. I'm trading $1,000 that are worth less to me for something greater value to me, the iPhone. Sacrifice cannot be giving something of lesser value for something of greater value. That's, again, trade. And that trade happens not only in material, but also in spiritual values. One trades with one's friends, one trades with one's family in attention, in visibility. One gets value from the other. One gives up values, one gains greater values. But are those sacrifices? Is not going to the movies when one's child is sick a sacrifice? When your child is of much greater value to you than going to the movies? No, it is not. Jordan also talks about sacrifices being as involving giving up something now with expectation of receiving something of greater value in the future, sometimes in the distant future. But isn't that an investment? Isn't that just me investing capital, investing resources, investing time in something today with expectation that one day I will get a greater return on that investment? That's not a sacrifice. So what does sacrifice actually mean? Well, sometimes Jordan talks about sacrifice in its true meaning. And that is giving up your values for others or for some vague, mystical, unspecified higher purpose that is never really clearly defined. It's giving up without the expectation of return. This is how Ayn Rand uses the term sacrifice to differentiate the nature of sacrifice as losing, at least losing in this life, as compared to trade, which is a gain, an investment, which is the expectation of a gain. With sacrifice, there cannot be a gain. Otherwise, it would lose its uniqueness. It would lose what makes it a self-sacrifice. The giving up of things that are important to you, the giving up of things that are important for the sake of something that is not, for the sake of something you will not benefit from. Self-sacrifice fundamentally, and this is the sense in which ultimately Peterson uses it in, is selfless. It is about losing oneself. It's about denying oneself values. It's about denying the value of living one's life in pursuit of one's own values. So sacrifice is a losing proposition. And therefore, it involves pain and suffering. Not that sometimes an investment does not involve effort, does not involve hard work, does not involve even pain. No pain, no gain in exercise. But we don't call that a sacrifice. It's an investment in the future. It's an investment in your health. It's, yes, some pain today, but with the understanding that that pain, that effort, that exertion leads to something of greater value. So you have to unpack what Jordan Peterson is saying and think about Does what he's saying really make sense? For an alternative to Jordan Peterson's view of morality, of meaning, of purpose, of life, I highly encourage you to read Ayn Rand and her views regarding the virtue of self-interest, the virtue of long-term, rational self-interest, of living for yourself by using your reason.